Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stellaris, our bromance series here in Stellaris 2.0 with the Apocalypse DLC. My name's Mal. I'm once again joined by my brethren. How are you, fellas?
Good.
Doing well.
Hello.
All right, so let's see. What
Unpause the
happened?
game.
What? Hey, you just settle yourself down over there. What?
Ships upgraded.
What's going on? Who's got what's good? Like, I finally broke out of my corner, so I'm happy about that.
Me and Mickey found each other.
Quarantine, did you?
That's right. Yeah, you guys found each other.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm going to start my war very soon.
War? You're going
Going
to war?
No, not that
Bugs
I'm
whacked
going
us,
to
Johnny.
war, but somebody's going to war against me.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Complete.
Because you're a troublemaker, that's why.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly.
Construction
We
complete.
all know that.
Well documented. Vanguard's
Well documented.
He's all about starting rumbles.
Yeah. I know a few companies that would agree with you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep to myself that information.
I just ran into another alien group. This one's 752 military power. Man, they were all about just
Survey
forcing me back
complete.
over here. It's like, sheesh.
Wow, I just found a guy a word.
Well, hey,
What are
that's
the chances?
early expansion, huh?
That depends if I can reach it before my adversary does, and it looks like I can't, but... Well, wars are for that.
That's quitter talk I'm hearing.
I'm going to make him quit for his life. From his life.
That's what I like hearing.
Yeah.
That's the kind of aggression we love to hear. Have you considered a career in the Guard?
You just wait for me. Evil alien.
I actually
We can't
just
share map details until we make a federation, can we?
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
you
yes,
can
yes,
share. Yeah, you can
You
share
can.
that stuff.
Communication. You do communication, which shows every empire you've had contact with, and you can also do active sensors, and that'll show you what the other person's seen.
Yep.
Survey complete.
Do you remember that huge land you were talking about?
Thank you very much.
There is an empire there.
Okay.
Minerals has been really tough for me this game.
Minerals. Always.
Yeah. I'm
And I-
swimming on them, to be honest.
I don't know if there's any good edicts for that. It doesn't look like there is.
There is. It's just, is it worth? I don't know if it's worth it in the early game. Like,
It's also
part of me-
researchable. You have to get it first, and it's not
Well,
as common as the what's the other one?
indirectly, you've got recycling campaign, right? So that would help some.
Yeah, but not in the early game. It's
Because it's such a small amount.
no, it's because of the influence cost.
Well, it costs energy.
Oh, it's cost
Yeah,
energy.
it costs
So,
energy.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
If
So,
you have the
I'm gonna-
energy to spare, it's okay.
I've got lots of spare energy, so I'm gonna try the recycling campaign, see how it helps.
Yeah.
Okay, it got me 2 more minerals a month, which isn't
Hey,
great, but that'll compound because it's over a 12-year period.
Yep.
I finally have another faction, so we got 2 now.
I tend to amass energy in the start because I know I'm going to need it later.
Survey
Mhm.
complete.
Thriving political atmosphere in my empire.
Oh, I just found a place with 7 minerals. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, I got one with 12 here. I gotta hurry up and get it under wraps.
Gotta get one of those construction ships there and quick.
Yeah.
The problem is I hate leaving space like in between. I really
I-
want to take these systems like in order, you know?
Yeah, I do that.
Actually,
I leave
there's
space in
no.
between.
Yeah, there's no gain in leaving space between unless you want to save for the minerals, because the influence cost is just double. I mean, every time you jump one space to build a outpost, the next one it adds the influence to build both of them. Did that make sense?
Yes.
So all you're saving is 100 minerals for every jump you
Construction
make.
complete.
and you have to expand that influence later on again. So even on influence is not a saving. It's just if there's a system that you really want to grab and to choke your opponent, if you have close borders, you can skip grabbing that system by doing that. But
Okay.
that's the only practical use for what you're trying to do.
Technology discovered.
Wow, destroy technology.
Mickey, you can't
Interesting.
settle on ocean worlds, can you?
I
Not that I'm aware
can.
of.
I can.
Technology
I'm not asking you.
That's-
Not asking you.
That's my peoples.
No, that's
That's my whatever mantis, shrimp, crawfish people. They love the water.
trying to think of funny names for planets I colonized, but I just can't think of anything.
Stockhole.
Apparently nobody
Anybody-
can.
Anybody
We've drawn a
arid?
blank.
Anybody
I'm
arid type?
arid.
Oh, I'm married.
I got one over here. Near me.
I still can't find you, Mal. Can't find you.
You will though eventually.
What's that supposed to mean?
Turns up my doorstep with an armada. Hi. Friendly greeting.
I
Wait a
didn't
second.
mean it like
Wait a second.
that.
Okay, the vaguely trapezoidal shape that you were stuck in. Okay, if I say it looks more like a house with a lopsided roof, is that closer or further away from what your local star like area is?
survey complete.
Well, maybe the easiest way to do this would be, you know where the Crossroads Nebula is?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, and I'm trying to see if this
Yeah.
is it, because
If you
Wow.
go down the map, Galactic South, then you would run right into me on the
Okay,
edge
which
of the
path
Galactic
do you
Core.
take from the
Guys.
crossroads? Do you go left or right?
Guys, be careful with south. South, there is a devouring swarm there. 6 o'clock on the outer ring.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere near the outer ring.
Yeah,
Technology
just be
discovered.
very careful.
Construction complete.
Yeah, Mal, where are you from the crossroads, left or right at that junction?
Okay, so if you go down one, you would go right, basically
So
southeast.
it's right.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And then southeast again.
there you are. Yep.
Down, 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 and then you gotta kind of curve back around to get to me.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You are not close to the crossroads. I mean, technically, distance, you are close. But
Technically,
in terms
but
of
not
jumps, you're
jumps. I'm
close,
not.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, if you look at the crossroads and then look immediately north of the crossroads, like you see that it's 5 stars, but it looks like a trapezoid ish.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's where I originally thought you were. That's at this point quite literally on my doorstep. That's where I'm
Oh,
at.
I see. I got you.
Yeah.
Now I see.
And
what
I
the
just
confusion
lost
was.
my Gaia planet. Damn.
Ooh, what?
Your homeworld?
No.
Oh.
The
Oh,
possible
my God.
No, the
expansion.
other one he was bestowed upon by the RNG
Ships
gods.
upgraded.
Yeah.
I was terrified for a second.
No.
Don't
What
the ancient empires not like it when you take-
takes.
Only if they have only if they're holy guardians, and only if they have special names.
All right, yeah.
So if it's like Prophet's Retreat or Jade Jewel or something like that.
Yeah.
then
If it's Prophet's Retreat, they will come crush your face in.
there's like 10 names in the list or something like that. It's not a lot.
They want the planet so much, why don't they just colonize it?
Well, because
I don't care if it's sacred to them.
then the mechanic because then they don't have a mechanic to use for that empire type.
Yeah, it would just be their base, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
It's like
Come to get
that's
you,
an
Mal. Come to
answer.
get you, Mal.
That's an answer
Gonna science
basically similar to anything else. Like I criticize movies a lot, and like one of the things is, well, why are they doing this? Because if they didn't, there wouldn't be a movie.
Yeah.
Right. It's so stupid. Why did they do that? Because movie? Because, reasons.
Because Tom Cruise needs a paycheck, okay?
But does he though? Does he?
Well, but that was essentially my answer to World War Z. It was like, why is this a thing? Because Brad Pitt needs a paycheck, all right? That's the only reason this exists.
But does he? I can imagine that everybody else on set, maybe that might be the case. But of all people, I don't think he really needs a paycheck. Like everybody else.
No, but nobody else get a
the film.
paycheck for that movie if Brad Pitt wasn't in it.
Complete.
If you ever watch World War Z.
Yeah.
Such a bastardization of the book.
Of the book?
I suffered through it. It's such a bad interpretation of the book.
The book was fantastic.
I was so
love
looking
the book.
forward to seeing the Battle of Yonkers on screen,
Yeah. What the heck?
but no.
What's that?
Yeah. I mean, why call it World War Z and have it be literally nothing? I mean, that
Because it's a cool name, and
Like, it's
because
funny,
maybe
too,
they
'cause
would sucker some people into seeing it. That's why.
people who didn't read the book, I'll tell them, I'll be like, yeah, the book was so much better, and they're like, well, yeah, that's like that for everything. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Literally nothing's the
movie
same.
had-
Nothing to do with that.
movie
There's no
had
character
nothing
that
to
shares
do
a
with the
name in
book.
this book in between them.
Yeah, why don't I don't know why people don't get that stuff. It's like why.
Well, I mean, they just use it for the name. Like you said, it's like horror games using the title survival. Like, it's not a survival game. It's a horror game. Dead State or Dead Space, Evil Within, not survival games. They're not horror survival games. Just because they're horrors, and you have to
The
survive
third Dead
the
Space is
game.
kind of a survival game, but that's only because they
Play
needed to
Dead
fit in
Space on
microtransactions.
No,
Talk to me later.
Dead Space 3 was not a survival game.
No, Dead Space 3, that
Construction
game does not
complete.
exist. It's not Dead Space.
But it does exist. You have to acknowledge it.
Don't dare you calling you.
It exists.
Not Dead
I'm
Space.
sorry. It exists.
No, it does not.
The first step is admitting it.
Lies.
It's
first-
a bad.
The
it's a
first
bad
step to
co-op
admitting you have a
expansion.
problem.
It's lies. Don't ruin me. I love Dead
Survey
Space, but
complete.
Dead Space 3 sucks.
First step is admitting it.
No, I will not admit.
Yeah, like I have to, as a Halo
what we
fan, I
need
have
in
to
Dead
admit that
Space-
everything past Halo 3 exists.
Ugh.
Well, other than Reach. And
Other than we can all
and
agree
ODST. Basically anything past Bungie. Basically all the non-Bungie Halo games exist, but that doesn't detract from the rest of them.
we don't know why they exist.
Oh, I do,
They
because
just do.
I can
Because Microsoft needs a
I can do you
paycheck.
all. I can do you all one better. All of you one better. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
yeah.
it was
sad.
soul crushing.
That's just.
I never played it. I never played Andromeda. I immediately, when I saw it, I was like, this looks like shit. And I never
You're
picked
not
it up.
losing anything if that makes you feel better.
Oh, no.
No, I actually feel bad
Survey
because a community
complete.
member on the day of release sent me a key for it, bought me the game, which was super nice.
Oh.
Which was super nice of the person. They're like, "Mal, this is great. You can continue on," because I had done a complete playthrough of 1 through 3. Right?
Oh,
on
I'm
the
gonna have
channel.
to
They were
watch
like,
that.
This is
I'm gonna have to watch
this is
that.
awesome. This is awesome. Now you can play Andromeda. I'm like, yeah, that's great. I played it for 34 minutes exactly.
Yeah,
One
Quit
thing
the,
that stops you playing it.
quit the game. Uninstalled it. I've never returned to it.
What
Yeah.
in particular made you quit the game?
It's not
What was
Mass
the last
Effect.
straw?
It's not Mass
Yeah,
Effect.
exactly. It's not.
It's
Mass
just
Effect.
not a Mass Effect game. I don't know why.
Well, you know
it was-
the reason, because there's actually been like I've read a lot of about it. One of the things that threw people off immediately, and one of the reasons people say, "Well, this isn't Mass Effect" so definitively. It's the same thing. It's like I'm relating this back to here. It's the same thing as the Halo franchise when 343 got into it. It's the change of art direction. Like it vaguely similar to the previous games, but they have a different team working on, and they have a different like idea of what the art design should be, and it immediately just disconnects you from the series. Like
For me, the biggest disconnect was one. Obviously, we didn't have any real connections to the older characters, which that's okay. You kind of had to move on, right? It had to evolve. But for me, the other part of it was that you go from, and it made a significant difference in my opinion. You go from being a sort of military-based, characters and motives and what have you, and having this definitive threat that's against you, to this more, you know what it was? Here it is. Instead of being Mass Effect and being heart-driven, like wartime story, okay, wartime story with a lot of drama and connection to the characters, it became Star Trek, I'm an explorer, and yeah, we're in trouble a little bit, and we're gonna have some connections to the characters, but this is a story more like Star Trek.
Construction
You know,
And that's
I have
and
to
I
admit,
like
have
Star
to
Trek.
admit,
I like Star
Okay,
Trek.
I was about ready to fight you,
But
so
I love Star
good.
Trek.
I'm glad you
Okay.
clarified that.
But I didn't get Andromeda with the anticipation that I was going to be playing Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's
And,
like
and
if
that's
I,
the thing with
you know,
with the trailers. I remember watching them and like,
Survey
okay,
complete.
so what's the premise here? They've left us the
Construction
galaxy.
complete.
I'm guessing. I don't know why. I can only assume it's because of the Reapers. They've left us the galaxy. They've gone to the Andromeda galaxy, and now what? There are bad guys. Okay, I can see that in the trailer. And what? So what's going on? There are bad guys, and they're going. You know, I'm sure
well,
they're gonna clash.
They're
but
new.
what?
They're new bad guys, I guess, is the deal. I mean, I guess that's the deal. Is that it was a new set of bad guys, but
Yeah.
They're new bad
I
guys.
could
Yeah,
not.
okay.
I just absolutely could not connect to the characters and the fact that they made it a brother and sister, so you'd have male and female gender. I thought was stupid. And then there was all the bugs, the facial
Yeah.
desyncs, and all the other problems that they had. That just exacerbated it. But for me, what killed it is it did not. To Roach's point, it didn't look or feel like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You know what? If I had never played Mass Effect, and if I hadn't read all the books, and if I hadn't, really
Seen the
immersed myself in
comics.
that world,
Construction complete.
yeah, right. If I never knew anything about Mass Effect, and this was my first experience with Mass Effect, I might have thought it was great. That's entirely possible.
Yeah, that's my complaint about Dead Space 3. If I have never
Survey
played the
complete.
first two Dead Spaces, I would thought, hey, this is a Gear of War
Technology
spin-off. But as a Dead Space game, no, it's not Dead
What was
Space.
that?
Dead
There's-
Space
there's
is
a
all about terror and survival.
There's a quote
Yeah.
I always remember. And I think it epitomizes kind of the opinion I have on Mass Effect Andromeda. Is that I gotta give a shit to give a fuck, and I don't give a shit about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You if you're not connected to, especially in those games, if you're not
Technology
connected to the
discovered.
characters really quickly, then what's the point? And that's really for me where it was like meh. It was like yeah, it's not doing it for me.
Yeah, well.
A huge miss. Huge miss.
So am I the only one? I'm just gonna ask because apparently you're a big Mass Effect fan.
Construction complete.
I am a huge fan of Mass Effect 1, and
Yep.
my opinions on the game go lower and lower as the series drags on.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
my peak was Mass Effect 1.
Communications.
Though I have to say, Mass Effect 2, some of the DLC that they produced for Mass Effect 2
Yeah.
is some of the best sci-fi RPG story ever written. Like if you played Mass Effect 2 and did the Shadow Broker DLC and that's all you did, it would be worth your time and money to buy the base game and that DLC.
Well, see, I'm saying what am I trying to say here? Like Mass Effect 1 for me was a straight RPG, and it was a really good RPG that I really liked. It had a lot of mechanics I enjoyed, and it was
It
very
was also complicated.
it was also very complex, and
yes.
you could wrap your head around it as you started figuring out. You got better at the game and all that kind of stuff. And when Mass Effect 2 came about, the gameplay was simplified, but the exterior bits were fleshed out. So into character to character conversations, animations, dialogue was better. It was touched up, but everything else was brought down. Like all the gameplay related stuff
Survey
was
complete.
brought to a more simpler area that I didn't like as much. That's like my opinion on the series, and I find myself to be in a very minority on that. A lot of people I talk to.
No,
at least
you're not.
not with me. My favorite is
too.
still the first one. My favorite is still the first one, and as a matter of fact, I spent a lot. It actually took me a while. Again, I'm not that bright, so it took me a while to do it. But I went and got all of the different, various plugins, and there's a lot of like third-party
Ships
mods and
upgraded.
whatnot to increase the look, the HD, basically retexture everything.
Construction
So when I did my Mass Effect 1 series on the channel, I spent the time to like beautify it before I did it. And honestly, It looks damn near as good as the other ones, and it's a better game, and it's a more interesting story.
Yep.
I'm going to say something terrible and say that I wasn't really into Mass Effect 1.
That's okay.
In terms of like the general player population or the general gaming population, you're in the majority there.
Yeah, it seems like the majority kind of settles on Mass Effect 2 being their fave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a nice balance between RPG and game mechanics. Mass Effect 2. It's just like Dead Space. I really love Dead Space 1. For me, it's the best history by far from all Dead Spaces, but I like to play Dead Space 2 more because I think it's a more fun game. And as I said, Dead Space 3, that game does not exist for me. Because they screwed everything up, especially the story. The story of Dead Space 3 is garbage. Mass Effect is something like that too. The first one is
Bruno,
awesome
don't
because
forget,
of the
in
history.
Dead Space, what we need is to not fight monsters, but fight humans, and also to try get back your old girlfriend, and also have your old girlfriend's new boyfriend be an arsehole. Because that's what Dead Space needs. Like the Dead Space game.
Oh my god.
That was amazing.
Nice.
And co-op. Although then again, to be honest, co-op is always fun if
we
you're
want to
playing humans.
experience the asshole boyfriend together, so co-op's a thing.
And then throw in this really weird mechanic where where one player sees something and another person doesn't, and it kind of just for a second and for like half the game, it kind of makes you wonder if like you're desyncing or if this is the design of the game.
I actually loved that mechanic. I
loved it too. Once you figured out it was a part of the game,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
when it first happened, like the guy I was playing with was like, "Okay, are you seeing this nutcracker right now?" And it was like, "No, is something wrong?" And it was just like it wasn't creepy or like interesting. It was just like, "Oh shit, I think we got to restart we got to restart." Like,
I need to load in my nutcracker.
like,
Oh man! But I always love the discussion of who you're gonna play as, the tool or the dick. And those are your two options. Who are you gonna be?
Kind of like life that way.
poetic.
Oh man!
You're not gonna believe this. I'm like boxed in again. I've got like enemies on either end here that I'm gonna have to clear out before I can explore.
You've
No,
got
you won't
900
believe it
fleet,
either.
haven't you?
It just keeps. I keep going down a path, and then there's another force, and I have to go down another path, and it's just like they're I hope this. I'm at the crossroads of Nebula proper right now, and I'm hoping I don't encounter something, because then that's my last area to go, and then I'll have to actually start shooting things.
I guarantee you, there's people that have been like, "Oh, they did the hyperspace lane that way. It's gonna be easy for them." Like, really? You finding this to be easy for us people? Well, you're wrong.
To be honest,
Blink.
I'm stunned that I'm
people-
actually okay here.
The only people that says those kind of things is the people that play on normal. I'm going to say that right on their faces, and I don't care.
Yeah, right on the face, right on their faces.
As a person
on
who
their
plays on
faces.
normal regularly, I take offense.
Right on the face.
I was gonna say, Commissar Roach is a normal Stellaris player.
Yep.
Not anymore, though.
Oh no.
No, I think I
You threw
think
that
I
light
still
out the
am.
window.
99, like
Yeah.
1% does not change me over like I'm 99%.
100% now.
Out the window and in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yep. One of the few, one of the proud, one of the bromance
Construction
means you
complete.
got to play on the high difficulty level.
Yeah.
And I'm at
When we
least
die,
reasonable.
we die together.
I'm at least reasonable. Like you know, on this one, I'm like trying to talk them out of, you know, let's just play on very hard, guys, not insane. And Sabal's just like, no, it's insane. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I have no
like,
idea
can you
how
not?
our Hearts of
play
Iron
to
series
lose.
is gonna go.
Yeah, and then Mickey, oh my God, with 7 Days to Die, it's aptly named
We're gonna
because
die. We're gonna die. We just have to,
Well,
you know, accept
that's
it.
actually though. You know what though? That last series was pretty darn fun. I mean, we died, but we had a good time.
Oh god, there were some terrifying moments there. Just,
I like the insane ones. I think it's a lot of fun to play on
Yeah.
insane.
It
Yeah,
is, generally
absolutely.
speaking.
So, Sabouts,
Yeah.
are you gonna make me play on very hard on Hearts of Iron 4, or like when we do
no,
our series?
because Because
can't-
regular Hearts of Iron 4 is very hard for me
I
already.
I can't play it. I tried. I can't play. I'm too stupid to learn how to play it.
Oh no, you're not. Probably.
Oh no, I am. I
Probably.
assure you. Yeah. No. I assure you, I am.
I've taught a person who literally never touched the series before, and it only took me 60 episodes to do it, and they're moderately
you
good.
like that? You like that? Only.
Yeah, the only part.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, you could learn it though. I know you could.
Sabouts can vouch. I'm a decent-ish teacher on the game. He learned things.
Buddy.
You do learn things and stuff.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
All right, I killed this other fleet. That was actually pretty good. I only had 100 military power on him, but I took him out with only minimal.
Who knows, Mal? Maybe you could join us for our game.
Oh.
For what? For
Hearts of Iron 4.
Waking the Tiger's coming out in like 2 weeks.
It's gonna be my first time playing it for the most part, Mal. When I did that stream, but when I started that stream, I had a whole whopping 17 minutes of game time.
Yeah, it's a little sketch for me to jump into that. I don't know. I don't know.
It's honestly
I-
not that bad. It's just the UI you have to get your head around, and some of the gameplay mechanics, but it's simple.
Well, my thing is why the hell is the UI for that nothing like Crusader Kings 2, nothing like EU4,
Well,
and nothing like this? Why is it completely different?
Well, I mean, a little thing called the Industrial Revolution happened in the time period between those two games and Hearts of Iron 4, probably, and there's differences in the way things control. I'm spitballing.
Whatever.
Keep spitballing.
It's unnecessarily obtuse, in my opinion.
I don't know. I cut my
That
teeth
was
on
not a hard denial, sir.
like my
That
paradox.
that was a.
My
yeah.
paradox experience. I cut my teeth on Victoria too. So like I kind of.
That was a good game.
Yeah, no, it was. No, then how are you complaining? Wait.
I know.
You
it's
can
coming.
play Victoria too, but you can't get your head around Hearts of Iron
Survey
4.
I know. I'm embarrassed to even admit it. Thank you.
You should be.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you.
Survey complete.
I tried because I got it really early too when it came out.
Oh, my
And,
comment section is gonna have a field day with you.
I was excited. I was excited to play it.
Shame
I tried to
him,
learn
chat.
it.
Shame him.
I even asked my buddy. Marbazir, and he's like, "Dude, it's not that hard." And I'm like, "No, Marb, seriously, how do you get this?" And he's like, "Dude, it's not hard." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm a moron. Explain it to me like I'm 5." And he's like, "I'm not sure that I can." And I'm like, "Well."
Then it's that.
Oh no, I definitely can. I had to do that with Sabouts. Like,
Oh!
Wow.
Our presence in the galaxy
oh come on.
has gone by unnoticed.
Anybody
was
who's
good.
anybody who's seen that live stream, it was a little slow going there for a bit, but you learned it.
I did. I'm proud.
You should be.
Yeah, I did.
17 minutes, and you what did you do again? What did you do in that? You did something. You were
I
Italy,
managed
right?
To,
Oh, right.
I managed
It only
I
took you a
managed to
year and a
beat
half to.
Ethiopia
Yeah.
in a war. I almost lost.
Were they really strong at that stage?
No,
Yeah.
It's Ethiopia.
it's Ethiopia. They were throwing spears at my tanks, and yet I almost lost.
It's
I was playing as Italy versus Ethiopia, and
it's
I
an
almost
East
lost.
Coast. It's an Eastern African coast nation in the 1940s.
I'm not really sure what to say to that. Were your tank
Well,
pilots
hold on.
drunk?
I did win. It
Eventually,
just took me a couple more years than historically accurate, which we already said we wanted an ahistorical game, and I was trying to provide that.
yeah, he was. Yeah,
Stick with
was the
that
reason.
story. That sounds good.
that became the running joke of the night. The
Oh, it was great.
the anti-tank spears that the Ethiopians were using.
Yeah, they had anti-tank spears, and that was really the big problem. I mean, how do
It's
you
like
Same-
it's
same
like Imperial
experience.
Guard Rough Riders with those Melta spears.
melt the spears? You just like they just come riding in with spears. You're like, oh, this isn't so bad. And they throw it at your tank, and then your tank just explodes. You're like, oh my god.
Anyone else having energy problems? Like that's starting to become an issue for me.
I did,
Yeah.
but sorted.
That's normal.
I was having minerals for a while, but I've
doing-
seemed to combat that, and I'm doing all right now.
I'm doing okay on minerals for the most part. It's really more energy right now. I'm gonna have to shift things. I'm also having issues with food. Not bad, but just a little bit. I need some tech upgrades. Would go a long way to fixing that.
Establishing colony.
I am now actually finally starting to take some territory, so that's helpful.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I need to get another colony ship up.
I need another constructed. Yeah, I need another constructor. Come here.
Is it possible I've run out of places to explore to?
I've actually
No,
been
I'll
pretty
just go
blessed
through
with
Roach's
that.
territory.
What?
You
Yeah.
don't mind, do you?
Yeah, whatever.
What?
Team play,
I
dude.
might
He's all
ram
about
you
it.
with my science ships.
Construction complete.
Sorry, it's
Somebody look
it's
on the
it's
scientist
it's
fighting
habit.
space.
It's a habit. I play play adversarial a lot.
I can just imagine the look on a scientist's face when someone, like one of the commanding crew, says, "Prepare for ramming speed." What?
Last Starfighter.
So to be honest, any starship you're on, when somebody in charge says prepare for ramming speed, you're in trouble. It's never gonna end well.
No, I'm heading to the nearest life pod.
You're potentially in trouble. Sometimes it's a good thing, right? Occasionally.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, me too. No,
It's pretty
never a
much
good thing.
always. It's pretty much always bad. Yeah. Probably, you're probably
You
right.
should generally find the area of the ship that's most central because you don't want to be on anywhere on the outside.
We're over on time. We haven't been on time once yet. I
Oh,
think we must be having a good time.
We're doing an awesome job of keeping track of time. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, folks. Hope that you enjoyed it. That you join us for the next one. Till next time, I'm Mal for Sabouts, Mickey, Vanguard, and Commissar Roach. Thank you for watching. We'll see you later.
See you guys.
Bye.
Right?